from the files of the X Chronicles newspaper and the X Zone radio TV show with Rob McConnell. In this edition of the X Chronicles, Heaven's Gate, the tragic tale of a Doomsday cult. Introduction. Heaven's Gate was a religious cult that gained infamy in the 1990s for its tragic end. Led by Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles, the group believed that they were destined to shed their human bodies and ascend to a higher plane of existence. The story of Heaven's Gate is a chilling reminder of the power of manipulation and the dangers of extremist beliefs. Origins and beliefs. Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles met in the early 1970s and soon began developing their own spiritual philosophy. They blended elements of Christianity, science fiction, and New Age ideas, claiming to be the two witnesses mentioned in the Book of Revelation. They preached that Earth was about to undergo a catastrophic cleansing event, and only those who joined their group and followed their teachings would be saved. The cult's practices. Heaven's Gate practiced a strict lifestyle, isolating themselves from the outside world and adopting a regimen of discipline and obedience. Members were encouraged to detach from their earthly attachments and identities, embracing celibacy, eschewing material possessions, and severing ties with their families. The cult's ultimate goal was to transcend their human forms and achieve salvation through a process they referred to as the exit. Tragic end and mass suicide. On March 26, 1997, the world was shocked to learn that 39 members of Heaven's Gate had taken their own lives in a mass suicide ritual. Believing that their deaths would enable them to board a spaceship trailing the Hale-Bopp comet, the cult members consumed a lethal cocktail of drugs and asphyxiated themselves. The event sparked widespread disbelief, outrage, and discussions about the dangers of charismatic leaders and the vulnerability of individuals susceptible to manipulation. Impact and aftermath. The Heaven's Gate tragedy sparked intense media coverage and public scrutiny of cults and their practices. It also raised questions about the role of mental health and psychological manipulation in the susceptibility of individuals to extremist ideologies. The incident prompted calls for improved educational programs and awareness campaigns to help people recognize the signs of potentially dangerous groups. Lessons learned. The story of Heaven's Gate serves as a somber reminder of the risks posed by charismatic leaders who exploit vulnerable individuals and manipulate their beliefs. It highlights the importance of critical thinking, promoting mental health, and fostering open dialogue to prevent the radicalization and harm caused by extremist groups. The legacy of Heaven's Gate. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the Heaven's Gate website, maintained by surviving members, became a haunting relic of the group's existence. It stood as a testament to their convictions and beliefs, frozen in time. Eventually, the website was taken down, but its remnants are still accessible through archived sources, serving as a chilling reminder of the depths to which misguided beliefs can lead. Conclusion. Heaven's Gate remains a haunting chapter in the history of cults and extremist groups. The tragedy serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked fanaticism and the manipulation of vulnerable individuals. The events of Heaven's Gate continue to elicit discussions about the human psyche, the power of persuasion, and the need for vigilance in safeguarding against dangerous ideologies. It is through understanding, education, and open dialogue that society can work to prevent similar tragedies and protect individuals from falling prey to charismatic leaders and destructive belief systems. For the X Chronicles newspaper and the X Zone radio TV show, I am Brooke McGuire.